Hello all, Marty here with Warehouse and Operations as a Career. Thanks for joining us this week, and I appreciate you sharing our podcast with all of your peers. We continue to grow each week, which is pretty cool. I know I'm learning something new every show, and I hope we're bringing you something that interests you and helps you with your careers. You know, last week we touched again on leadership. I want to thank everyone that sent in a question or had a thought on those topics. If you'd like to comment on anything that we discussed here, please shoot me an email to host@warehouseandoperationsasacareer.com, and of course hit us up on Twitter or Facebook using that little @ WHSEANDOPS. We're hanging out around there a little bit every day. So we had a few questions come in that I had kind of answered with a worksheet that I'm doing for another project. I thought we'd use it for bullet points this week. Maybe it'll answer some of your questions as well. So to get started, I'll ask this question. Do you consider yourself a leader? Or wish you were a leader? You know, leaders have to inspire those around them while remaining strong. Uncertainty and difficult situations can't stop or pause us as leaders from taking charge. And I really think as leaders, we have to develop or understand a couple of different playbooks. You all know how much weight I place on our experiences, but we have to develop those experiences or live through those situations to gain our experiences, right? We're going to have to make mistakes. But if we're following all the rules, the procedures, and processes that we've been taught and learned, then most of the other things that we're going to mess up can be fixed. I know myself, I make 10 bad calls a day. A great leader will raise our hand. Say, boss, that's my bad. I'll do things differently next time. We have to own it and learn from it. Let's talk about a few points I always return to when I'm wanting to rethink or grow, which is around the first of every month. I'm always wanting to grow and do better than I did the last month. Here are a few techniques that may aid you in your endeavor to be that great leader. First, I think it's important that we focus on the company's goal. If you focus on the goal of your business, then it's going to be easier to lead others and show them how to achieve it. Even if you have worked for the same facility for years, revisit, if only in your mind, our company's goals. It'll help us see our own goals much more clearly. And then I think following through on our promises. You know, a real leader keeps the promises that are made. We get busy. But if we've told an associate that we'll look into something or we've developed a plan for our team, it is imperative we follow through on our part or get back with everyone and let them know why we won't be doing it. A real quick example, I was part of a team that was going to hold a monthly meeting with a group of associates. I think we actually only had 1 or 2 meetings. Dropping the monthly meeting wasn't really a bad thing, but we did not go back and share that with the team. Now, I know for myself, I feel like the next time I bring something up like that, I'm going to have to preface it by saying, no, really this time, I'm serious. Now, I'm kidding and being a bit overdramatic, but as an employee, I could very well feel that way, right? Let's see. Okay, now this one here is a big one. You may want to jot this down. Avoid micromanaging. Micromanaging can have a negative impact on the group we're trying to lead. As we'll learn, trust is going to be invaluable. And then I think it's really important to respect the opinions of others. Allow them to share their ideals. I can't stress enough how important this one is. You're the boss. You'll have the final decision, but we as bosses don't know everything, I can assure you. And the relationship that you build with your teammate just by listening to what they have to say, well, it's worth our time to listen to them. And then, of course, should we decide to go another direction, share a quick why with them. It'll pay off every time. And now that we know we should respect others' opinions, I'd like to throw in there to be sure to listen to the needs of others, or to know the needs of others. If you listen carefully, you'll discover more about what motivates your team members. I've always felt like knowing that, I can structure my action plans much better. Oh, and I think this one's really good too. Avoid procrastinating. It can. No, let me say it will destroy your leadership goals. We don't want our associates being lazy or putting things off. We're holding them to productivity and metrics, right? We need to hold ourselves to those same standards. Here's a good one too. Stay determined. Once you make a decision, stay with it. Anyone that knows me personally will tell you that I may carry this discipline a little bit too far. I've rolled out several hundred new programs. I've always believed if you roll something back just because you hit a roadblock, that you'll have to try twice as hard next time to get it out to everyone. And yes, I've had to raise my hand a couple of times to say, my bad, boss. But I feel really strongly once we've made that decision, it's important to lead our teams towards that goal. And adjusting is not a bad thing or a failure. Just make sure our plan needs adjusting and that it's not just a pothole in front of us. I really kind of like this one too. Allow others to see your emotions. Your leadership will definitely benefit from showing a human side. I'm talking about a little empathy and understanding here. Not our frustrations or anger. Never ever, our disappointments. Maybe I'm trying to say just be human to our associates and of course respect our teammates at all times. I think it's important that we spend time with our coworkers. Leaders need to know and understand the people around them. And I'm talking about at work, not in a social setting. Spending that kind of time with a teammate is a road to disaster. I mean visiting with everyone at their workstations and maybe in the break room. Walking by for a quick little tailgate session at their work area. Maybe help pack a box or chunk a pallet. A quick visit daily will help build that bond. And show your expertise. If you know the answers, don't let others, struggle to find them. I call this lead and learn. Your employees are looking to you not just for knowledge, but they need to feel that you have their backs too. Making them look knowledgeable will accomplish that. And let your coworkers make suggestions. I link this one to the respecting and listening points we spoke about earlier. As a leader, you can make better progress if the entire team is able to make recommendations and be a part of the planning and the goals. Oh, I really like this one too. Give your coworkers room to grow. They need to be able to make progress and set their own goals. I'd like to add here that I feel anyway that it is our job to help them develop and set their own goals. It's also really important to avoid intimidating others. Fear can prevent positive interactions. And let's use our coworkers to brainstorm. Your coworkers can help find solutions and feel like they're a part of the process to resolve issues. And that's a big one. Let me skip down a little bit I have like 25 bullet points here. Oh, and I love this one. Admit mistakes. Pretending that a mistake did not happen will make your coworkers lose respect for you quicker than anything that I know. And let's be sure to look for answers outside the norm. The ability to think differently is a crucial leadership skill. One of my stronger opinions there, but I'm always thinking there's a more productive, more efficient, or safer way to do something. Stay flexible too. A real leader can be flexible while still being in charge. That's so important. Oh, here's a really good one. Keep everything transparent. Transparency can help you avoid rumors and that gossip mill. A polite way to say don't lie to your employees, I think. It will never end well. Remember how we talked about trust earlier? And keep an open door policy. Let your team members know that you're willing to listen to them at any time. We've kind of already touched on that one before, but I think it's really important. Okay, here's a really big one. Be willing to become a mentor. a real leader will be willing to help the next generation. And I think we really have to. Operation leaders are not just born. Order selectors, forklift drivers, all of our positions really, we had to learn. We had to be taught. I've always felt like leading others is teaching others. Well, there's a few of my go-to ways to lead. Like I said earlier, I review most of these monthly. Looking at them kind of helps me stay on track, professionally and in my personal life as well. Like I said, I've written down about 25 such thoughts for a project that I'm doing, and I'm going to try and get it published up on the website next week. Please feel free to download it if you'd like. We're adding articles and worksheets pretty much weekly. Be sure to check it out. You may find something useful there. Well, I appreciate you stopping in, and until next week, stay prosperous, productive, and most importantly, stay safe out there.